Because when you're dealing with that situation the way that it is, and they feel the way they feel about themselves, they've already projected images and false images of who they are through social media and certain groups of people that they connect with. So the next supply can believe that they're this person. A narcissist being exposed is narcissistic damage. So you asking your significant other who can possibly be a narcissist, that's going to cause damage because narcissists have this grandiose mindset. They may not share it with you. And if you don't have observation skills, you may miss it because it shows that they think like this. A narcissist mindset is, I'm better than you. Even when you're going with them, even when you're married to them, I'm better than you. I'm bigger than you. They have this false sense of self. They will paint this picture that they're way up here when really they haven't even started. And that could be meaning anything. So getting back to the analogy, you see this from this person. They go off, they throw stuff in there that you not doing right or you ain't did right, and they throw all this stuff in there, and then by the time you can get to anything good, you done lost your train of thought for one, because in the midst of talking to this person, you've had more questions, you've had more things pop up because you're trying to understand, who is Bobby, why is he saying thank you, and why is this thread to this conversation is broken? And I'll tell you why. It's because that's the other supply. Now, how y'all communicate about it is different. I don't, people, all I'm going to say is when you have a situation like that and they do that, you now know that there's some things you need to pay attention to. Going back to what I said about narcissistic injury, they don't like to be found in their folly. Narcissists don't like to be found in their folly because they paint, they paint these grandiose images like they may be a part of certain groups in the community. People may view them like, man, that's a great person, but they don't know the bull that they do behind closed doors. Narcissists need supply, and supply is not always relational. It can be friends, it can be friendships, it can be family members. Anybody who feeds the narcissist, and the narcissists, they always have something called flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are like in the biblical, which I'm a Christian and I believe in the Bible. There's a character by the name of Jezebel in the Bible, and if I'm not pronouncing the word right, she has something called Eunuchs, however you pronounce it. And I look at the similarities with the Eunuchs and the Eunuchs and the flying monkeys. These are people who are under the power of the narcissist or the Jezebel spirit that they believe can do no wrong. Them are the people that they use when they're doing the most wrongest stuff. If you have if you come across this video and you figure that you're with a narcissist, dating, married, friends with a narcissist, notice that when you figure out who they are, or you're starting to figure out stuff and things are not making sense and they catch on to that, notice how their people treat you when you come around. When before, they might have been like, oh, he or she cool, and they treated you like that. But then out of nowhere, it changes. Now you're the enemy. Because Jezebel or the narcissist, and this stuff has no gender on it. because this is spiritual, I believe. And the fruit shows up naturally, but it's spiritual, it's supernatural. And it takes control of the mind, and it weakens the love vessel, the love channeling of the heart. They don't they they don't know how to be compassionate towards people. You will find this out by dealing with them personally. You will find out by dealing with them personally that, because when you get to dealing with them, when you're just being cool and you haven't got real personal or intimate with them, what I mean by intimate, I'm not just talking about sex, I'm talking about being around them, either living around them, staying the night. My lips is chapped. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta put some on my lips. You really get to, the more you get to being around these people personally, the more you get to knowing them, the more you get to knowing who they are. And you might not see these things at first. You might only see the person who's always hugging everybody and encouraging everybody and loving everybody. And you're like, dang, this is a dope individual. But as you get the, I can't get this top on for nothing. But as you get closer to them and you get to dealing with them on a more personal level, you start seeing, well, you do that to everybody else, but you can't do that for me. Or you might get to a part in the friendship situation, relationship, that you used to can be compassionate towards me, but now something's wrong and you can't. And they will give you all the excuses in the world. One thing I've learned about love and compassion is no love, real love, no matter what you do, you cannot be so mad at somebody that you can't be compassionate towards them. I know I've been in real love. I've been in real love with me and my girl, well, my ex-girl was really at it, but I did things out of compassion. Still, when we was beefing, I still made sure you was good. She still made sure I was good. So if you've never had these experiences before, you would never look at that. Unless you read the scripture, you're looking at 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, and you look at how love holds no ill thoughts towards nobody and so forth. And that is true. Because when you're dealing with love, you will find out that the narcissist you're dealing with is not love. All the excuses that they make for why they can't be compassionate, they don't have it in themselves. So they can't give you what they don't have. Most narcissists can fake compassion. They can fake love. They can fake empathy. But once you've come across this for real, you can know, like, that's not love. Narcissists don't like if you get your strength back or if you gain strength. Because 9 times out of 10, if you end up with a narcissist, you're not operating in your strength. You're not operating in your power. I'm not saying you don't have it. You're not operating in it. I don't know what happened to you in life that may have caused you to put your barbells down, and get back to your strength work. But whatever may have caused this to happen, that's when the narcissist, this is why I say this is spiritual. Because they ain't looking at you from no natural eye. They're looking at you from a spiritual eye. And most narcissists, I don't even think they even know that this is like that, how spiritual it is. Some of them on a small scale may know. Like they know it's spiritual and they tap into that, no matter how evil it is. They looking and they can see, oh, this man or this woman, they ain't operating their power. They'll try to get with you. They'll try to control you, mold you and shape you. And Lord forbid, don't oppose them. Because it'll be the brinks of World War III. Ask me how I know. I've been there. When you're dealing with a narcissist, the best thing to do is not deal with them. If you're married to a narcissist and you have a commitment to a narcissist because you have children with them or you're married to them, or there's tactics that you can use in dealing with them. The number one tactic you have to do is detach your emotions from them. I'm sorry. You have to. Because once you start to apply and implicate these tactics, the narcissistic injuries will happen. And they are on different levels. Oh, they're on different levels. You will see the person who blows up and don't give an explanation behind their messed up doings. It starts there. They don't apologize. So you might, like I went back to the analogy. Now I go back to the analogy. You asking her who is Bobby and why, and you're bringing all this to the table. And instead of her saying, well, to be honest, babe, Bobby's a friend. I've been talking to him about personal issues, about me and your life, about me and your relationship. I knew you wouldn't approve of it, so I erased these messages. Because I didn't want you to think that I'm seeing this person. Because if you know that situation can cause your relationship to go, the average person who really loves somebody who gets caught in that scenario, they're going to explain themselves. They're going to apologize, not because they're weak, because they love the other person. They have a certain level of respect and honor for the relationship. So with that being said, they like, look, I can't lose my baby. I messed up. The narcissist, their mindset is, you should have never touched my stuff. You should be glad that I gave you a chance anyway. You should be glad that we even having this conversation, that we made it this far for it to be like. That's how grandiose their mindset is. They are very sure of the trauma that they cause. They just rationalize it in their mind. And they go talk to their flying monkeys to help build that up in them. Because in the back of their mind, they know it's wrong what they do. But they need some people around them to validate. And it's crazy because they will go to their flying monkeys and paint you as the bad guy. You're not doing enough. You're not applying yourself in whatever area of the relationship or friendship or whatever it is. So when you come around these people, guess what the image about you is? You messed up. You the one that's messed up, not them. And they are very persuasive. Oh, they are very persuasive. And they play their cards right. That means right. They play their cards right. And the way they play their cards, ooh, they win people over. And the people that you love and trust, they start getting people from your side, your family, your people that's intermediate with you. They treating you funny because they believe the narcissist. This is going on a lot in many communities and relationships. And God has put it on my heart to shed light on it. I know a lot of people are going to say I'm tripping. I know it's going to be a lot of, I know I'm going to take a lot from this. And I've already taken a lot from just the little bit I've exposed. And I know I'm on the right path. So keep being with your boy, Brother Brinson, Boom Chronicles. I'm going to keep sharing more and more about it. Tap in with me.